Good morning.
Good morning. It is still morning. I do that a lot. Not know what time it is. This is Thursday, and I'm headed to Springfield to see Katarina and Chris and Jaden and Josh, and we're kind of on a delay because we're waiting for something in the mail. So we decided we were going to do a video. At first, we weren't sure we were going to do a video. I was supposed to leave early this morning. And so we're getting it done before we don't get it done. And then have it be 2 weeks again before we make another video. So, no book stuff this time. We've got other stuff that is coming up because Roger's off the road. So do you want to start, or you want me to start, or?
First of all, yes, I can start. I still have my joy around not running the road. A lot of it. Every time I think, wow, we can actually plan something, or Amelia was mentioning, so our fall gathering that we used to do, that it got difficult to even plan with me doing what I did, is going to be in October. Sometime we didn't.
Yeah, sometime in October.
Date, but it's just, that's one of those things that it's like, I will be here because Cody and I have complete control on when we do jobs. Unlike when I was running the road, and I'm not bad-mouthing the company that I used to subcontract for, but it was basically when they said go, I went. And so that's a piece that I can't even describe to you how awesome that is. And to wake up in my house, sometimes I'm not in the same bed that I want to be in because of, apparently I'm snoring still, but I have total and complete confidence that once I get my food under control, carbs,
and lose weight,
that'll go away. So anyway,
that's our hope. That's what we're
it
hoping.
will. I have no doubt. Carbs are what cause that inflammation, and I think that's what causes then my snoring. But anyway, so I'm still thrilled and ready to rock and roll with Cody. We're going to go get the machine later on, get everything organized, and we do have work to do. So that's a blessing, and we will just keep expanding on that. The part that's a I don't know what the word to use. I guess there's sadness around the fact that it has become evident that Amelia is building more of a wall since I've made that.
Well, it's since we've been home for vacation.
Yeah. But I think even more so, quite frankly, from what I feel, even more so since I made that final declaration to be done with the road. At least it feels that way to me. And that's a little, makes me sad. I understand it from her standpoint because, and it's one of those things that all these dynamics, we walked this morning. I'm doing the 75 hard, and I'm on day 4, which is pretty awesome. I can actually plan my self-care, which is totally not possible when I was on the road. So anyway, this morning we had our 45-minute walk, and in the process of that, we unveiled some of the things that I guess, sometimes, at least with us, they go unspoken. And it's her, I'm not putting words in your, well, maybe I am, but you can, her safety is feeling threatened, I think, because I'm home more often. And one of the things one of
interject here and tell my part so that your part makes more sense.
more sense. Sure, maybe that's. This one is kind of totally off the cuff, no book, and we're just like.
We're telling you exactly where we're at today.
Yeah. And, yeah, go ahead.
And maybe we're into some pretty deep, hard realizations of what my trauma specifically has caused. So Monday this week, this is Thursday, I was not right. I wasn't feeling right. I was having a lot of anxiety and just worrying and thinking, what in the world have we done with him, getting off the road. And then it occurred to me, and it didn't take very long for me to realize that it was the younger part of myself that was panicking because in my morning pages, the statement came out, what did you just do? What in the world did you just do with him getting off the road? And I realized that my inner child is in a little bit of a panic because he's now going to be home all the time. So there's a man that's going to be in my life all the time, not one that's here and that's gone and that I can have a respite from when he's gone. I can take a little vacation. I can have a little breather. I don't have to be always on guard, always. And those of you that have been abused and have these things sound familiar to you, and maybe they'll help you gain clarity on your own life. I found it very interesting, just even driving in here, that how very clear it is that I needed a partner that was going to be gone some of the time. I don't know that we'd still be together if that, and I don't know that, but to have a man there all the time, coming through what I came through, not understanding what I came through, not having any memories of it until I was 30. I don't know what the dynamics would have been. It may have just been way too much to deal with. But I'm figuring out that since we came back from our vacation, he's been crossing some boundaries, and not any boundaries that I've spoken. Just on my side of the fence, he's crossing boundaries. He has no idea that he's crossing any boundaries. So it's not like I've set a boundary and then he intentionally crosses it. I don't want to give you all that impression because that's not what he's been doing.
No, and it's not like I sneak up on her and stick my tongue in her ear or anything like that.
Ew.
I mean,
well, no.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can see my face.
Yeah.
That's what we're in. So he's been crossing some boundaries and I have not had my voice. Not because he says I can't have my voice. It's me not having my voice because of the trauma, because of me not feeling like I can stand up for myself and say something because I'm afraid it's going to upset him. I'm afraid he's going to be disappointed in me. I'm afraid he's not going to like me. I'm afraid there's all kinds of things that have come up in the last week that are old patterns of behavior that are still there, that are very much still there, and very much ones I want to get rid of and work through and figure out. So he's crossing boundaries that are unbeknownst to him. I'm not having my voice. So my go-to safety is to build the wall bigger and faster and thicker, stronger.
And more. Believe me, it's like the wall of China, I think, in places.
Well, it's for my safety.
Right.
Because I'm going to have to really practice. And I've realized too that I have not allowed him to have experiences that are uncomfortable for me. And I think that's a kind of a normal thing with people. couples. That doesn't, it's not really trauma specific. But so in this next week and further on, I'm working on allowing him to just have his experience, and whatever his experience is, if he's disappointed or frustrated or angry or sad, then he gets to have that experience, and I don't have to fix it. I don't have to run interception. He was talking to Kyle. Kyle's still at our house, still trying to find a house. And he and Kyle kind of got loud and had words. And this has happened a couple times. And I've really been aware of what I want to do. And what I want to do is run in and downplay him, make Kyle feel okay, not have Kyle get upset because of something he said that I thought was mean or whatever. I don't have to do that. I'm choosing not to run interception, and they get to have their experience with each other, which I have kept all the different dynamics. There's a million different dynamics, as you can imagine, with 2 adults and 5 children. Me trying to run, and that does feel like me exhausted. I'm exhausted trying to run around, keep everybody happy, and things have in the last year fragmented somewhat, and it needed to in order to get to a different place. So I'm in this place of realizing, oh Jesus, what did I do? Now he's going to be home all the time. I don't have a respite. I don't have a vacation, but he and I have already discussed that I've got to have my time away. He's got to have his time away. Hopefully he'll now develop friendships, which he's never gotten to have because of his work and just working all the time, going.
Well, being gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in this difficult place, and he's in a difficult place. And I'm in a difficult place, but and after our walk this morning, there was that thought of, well, we might as well just get divorced. There's just way too much work here to do. And I want to be a different person. I want to not hate men. And that's something that came up 2 days ago, that I really have got to focus on loving him for who he is, and not putting him under the blanket of men. All men are stupid. All men are sneaky. All men cannot be trusted. All men are pigs. I need to get rid of that narrative. And I think the only solution there is to every day, every morning, I need to get up. And I told him, there was something that came up on our walk, have him say to me, and see, this would never have happened in the previous 40 years because he's not home all the time. And so that dynamic can't be something that is reiterated every day, but have him and me to come together and face each other and hold hands or not hold hands, however I'm feeling that morning, and say, I am Roger. I am your friend. I am here to support you in your work, in your growth. And keep that, and me also have a mantra that says, Roger is my friend. He is not my enemy. Roger is my friend. He is not the enemy. He is not a stupid male. He is not all of these things, to start to change the programming in my brain, because it is so ingrained, and it's so second nature to just, I'll hear things on the news and I'll just go, yep, there's a stupid man. There's a stupid male. Look at them. Look at how they behave. Look at what they're doing. And I'm not saying that isn't true, because there is a lot of that out there. There are a lot of stupid people in the world. But me in my world and my life, I want to change that. I want to get to a place where I can be a loving partner. And I'm not there yet. So
No.
And we have all kinds of new dynamics that we could not have seen coming until he actually made the decision and said, no more. I'm not working over the road.
If you don't slow your roll, I'm going to forget some of the things that I wanted to say in response to some of what you, because my brain is only so big because I'm a male.
That's not funny.
Okay, well, so there's a piece. There's a lot of pieces that I wanted. Her exhaustion, her lovely mother. You remember what she used to say?
Keep him on the road.
No.
Keep him working.
Well, that about the beach balls.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was a lot of things apparently she said.
Well, she said a lot. But she used to say that you can't keep all the beach balls under the water. Eventually, and that's the exhaustion. And she's always been in that position where she was trying to do this just constantly trying to keep all the shit from popping up to the surface.
Keep the boat from tipping over.
Yeah, and so...
Just don't cause any trouble.
And so that's a big piece, in my judgment, and something that I can't do for her. There are a lot of the piece around stupid men, and we had this discussion yesterday, and I said, look around and observe what has been created by mankind, if you will. The capitalist society that we enjoy and the freedoms that we have in this country. I said, probably 80% of what you see around you was created by a male. And what I'm trying to help her understand, and I got real angry this morning, and I do get angry when I think about the people that did, the men. Was there?
And women.
There was a couple of women perpetrators. Well, for that matter, the fucking babysitter was a woman, and she enabled it all. So, yeah. So the individuals that perpetrate, the word stupid doesn't suffice. I mean, they were worthless piece of shit human beings that, in my judgment, I told her this morning, I said they should all be castrated and hung upside down until they bleed to death through their penis, where you cut it off. That's how angry I get. And for her to just say stupid male, that's a piece that I think eventually Amelia needs to find that anger, because I swear to God, I'd take a 9mm and put 30 bullets in each one of their heads if I had the opportunity, which is, it infuriates me to think about what happened to Amelia when she was 2 years old and through that whole time period. And so that's the stupid male. I dropped my brown tourmaline. The stupid male doesn't suffice. Stupid men. The wall is another piece that I did not realize, and there's a lot of realizations, obviously, that are going to be going on here for us. When I would leave over the road, and she can attest to this, for one, it was easier for me to pretend, Amelia cares about me.
We both did that.
She obviously, and she would, her whole demeanor around even texting would be different because I was a safe distance away and she didn't have to worry about me coming in and wanting to kiss her or whatever. I mean, for me, that would be a wonderful thing to be. But
and I did the same thing. Went into fantasy of, this is my wonderful husband, this is who he is, and then he would come in off the road and I'd be going, who are you? Because you're not the guy that was in my head for the last 2 weeks when you were gone.
Yeah.
And so all of that see, there's so many different dynamics that are going to come to the surface now that you've made the decision to stay home, because that whole interchange and what he did, see, he took our relationship and took it to wherever he wanted his perfect relationship to be. I did mine over here, and then we would come back together, and we didn't match up with each other's fantasy of who they were when we weren't with them. One of the things we talked about this morning was my dysfunctionality and how he probably just got on the road when he couldn't deal with me, and what was going on. And I don't know, it's gonna be fascinating, but yet I did go into that place of what's the use. But at the end of the day, you make a new decision and you say, okay, I'm still in this and I'm still wanting to move forward.
And the biggest, there's so many things, but so much of it is about personal care. And when I was on the road, I'd drive until 2 o'clock in the morning, or ask the boys, they used to refer to a wormhole that I would go through, and then do a job, and then it just was constant. I was a workaholic, pretty much. That was how I dealt with not having to think about what was going on with Amelia and I. And it's like, so that now I wake up in the morning and I have the ability to choose what kind of personal care, and that's what kind of personal care I want to do. And the 75 hard, I'm on day 4, and it's a challenge, but it's a wonderful challenge, I think. If those of you that don't know, look up Andy Frisella.
Just Google 75 hard.
Well, that's probably...
Or YouTube it. You get a lot of information. It's a good self-discipline.
It's a self-discipline thing that goes through literally 75 days, and there's a checklist of things that you keep yourself accountable to. And you can lie, I suppose, to the computer, but then you're lying to yourself, and that's all about deception, which we've talked about.
Yes, and the owl medicine.
And it just doesn't give you, it doesn't work in the long run. And so anyway,
so your self-care, you need to do your self-care no matter what.
Yep, my self-care,
the boys
no matter
here.
What. And that's what I'm working on. So
there's our video for today.
The boys are here.
They are. I heard the door.
I forgot they have a key. I think I locked it. I don't know. Anyway.
All right.
All right.
Have a good day, and we will see you in a week. Bye.
Bye.